Alright, this is part two. So I told you everything that's in here. This had a mistake, and this is something that never ever talk. I mean, never ever I have a problem with. I'm gonna lay the phone down. You won't be able to see things, but you'll be able to hear me as it's transpiring. Remember this, like I said, when it comes to the spices, I it, because I'm using, the chili, garlic, everything has like salt in it. So too little when you taste it, you can always fix. Too much, and you can't really come back from that because when you brown your hamburger, you're browning it with season, regardless of what it's going. If it was going in spaghetti, chili, whatever, that's just how you make it. You know what I mean? And then your chili powder, your regular chili powder, but not only that, your store-bought, packet of chili powder. And so mine end up being too salty, which I said is something you usually cannot come back from because when you're cooking just the tomatoes and the ground beef, but so while you wait on that to cook, that's already started your spices, so they've been cooking all day long. So it's like very important not to mess up. So I did had too much salt. As I didn't put nothing more in this, but a little bit more chili powder, which it definitely didn't need when I tasted it. But only thing I can think of, we'll see if it helped or not, is I poured all my good broth I've been waiting that I made all day long. Because all the ingredients are coming together in it anyway, it will make another broth for me. I'm not worried about that. It might not be as good as it's not gonna be as good as broth, but that don't mean that anybody tasting this pot of chili at the end of it hopefully should know any difference in any other pot of chili. So I just put it in the whole pot and rinse over to try to get the seasons out, and then I'll taste it when it get to cooking and start over. But if I would have added more spices, I definitely would have just been shit out of luck. So, Chucky spicing. The wieners again is just a mom thing. And like I said, we're crazy about chili dogs, but I never really saw anybody but us put wieners in them. But one of my ex's father made his, and I loved it because when it came down to the season, everything was identical, right? But not so because they were Caucasian. But I mean, you didn't feel like you needed salt anything, and he added beef tips and all type of different meat in his, and it was completely good, but not like my grandmother's because he too and his wife had problems with heartburn. So of course, like that packet and all that would have never been like he made sure to make it as mild as he can. So that would have been a difference. Like I said, my grandmother's sauce, but this is gonna look a little watery just until it's cooked again. And like I said, that's a good thing about chili that you can take all day long to make it because it could have either been ready to serve if it was a rush job, people waiting to eat, just hooked up, or for an emergency like it just had, you know, you got another hour and a half to make the second broth and come in and taste and hopefully that fits everything. You gotta just trust your long-term skills from other mistakes and stuff that you done, and not always, because I had to always ask people because I always thought like I've been a great cook and my stuff is better than anybody. So I asked them anything about cooking if I can out cook them. So a lot of the stuff like pouring it in there and rinse it all out, that ain't never been done in front of me by nobody. Showed me. Those are just things I think of, like sometimes the seasonings. Everybody would use in that item, but sometimes nobody, would, or the amount that I'm using, or anything. You know what I mean? So Yeah, I just cooked from the heart. As Chuck eats, making that chili. This literally popped into my head, this idea, a half an hour before I left. So I would have been totally clean, sanitized, ready for y'all had this been planned. But it wasn't planned, but that shit happened. And so, let y'all in on it. Now, one thing that black people do a lot when they make chili is they put spaghetti in it. And I like mine with spaghetti sometimes, but I want my spaghetti cooked on the side of the stove. And you put the, spaghetti in your plate, and then put the chili over it. And as a matter of fact, I like my spaghetti cooked that way because most black people mix their spaghetti. The sauce, everything is in there, and I can't stand dry spaghetti, but I cannot stand overcooked spaghetti. So even if you cook the spaghetti just right in the pot, when you mix it into the chili or the spaghetti sauce or whatever, it has to cook more to bring up. You know what I mean? So it's soggy, and wormy things like in my mouth. I can't do that. And so I found out that even when I make spaghetti, I make a dope ass sauce, just like I'm doing my chili, like I spend time with it, or like I'm do with my lasagna, and then you put that over it. That way, we can eat up all the spaghetti noodles. Then the next day we'll have leftover sauce, and I make new noodles. Versus when you have spaghetti and miss it the next day, the noodles is super soggy and to the point you can't even eat them the third day. People say, how many days is it? Usually, like I have at least 100 family members on big cookouts and get together. There's at least 50, 80 there. On just a normal day, we would probably be about 14 of us. So I'm used to cooking in super big quantities, which kind of messes me up here about because I'm by myself. But I find the use to them. I freeze it and take it to a couple brothers from around the way, buy them over for dinner. So I'm on it. If y'all need any help, anything that I didn't make clear about this recipe, let me know and tell me what you liked. That's it. I'm out.